Parcels are one of the main tools that you'll use when designing a residential project. So let's talk a little bit about how parcels work. Parcel segments are an object type in Civil 3D. In fact, I've got a few in my drawing right now, these short purple lines. And when parcel segments cross each other in such a way that they create a closed shape, they create a parcel. So you've got parcel segments as kind of the building blocks of a parcel. And to demonstrate that, I'll simply do a little grip edit here and close this up. And you'll notice that magically a label will appear in the center telling me that a parcel has been created. So obviously there's some interaction between parcel segments, and it's important to know that that is also dependent on sites, and we'll actually talk about that in the next video. Interestingly, parcel segments can be used as grading tools, and they're very close cousins to feature lines. And I can show that to you by just simply clicking on a parcel segment, and you'll see a lot of the same tools that you would see for a feature line. You can edit elevations on them, edit geometry. You can even project grading from a parcel line, which comes in very handy when you're grading individual lots, something you'll learn about later on in the course. As you might guess, parcels and parcel segments can be labeled. In fact, we can already see the label that's been placed at the center of this parcel. And if I click on this label, that's kind of the way of grabbing onto a parcel, is to click its label. And you can see how the outline of the parcel highlights. Notice how it's not picking these overhangs because they're not part of this parcel object. But if I click one of the individual segments, they are highlighted from beginning to end. So it's a very interesting interaction model. Back to labels, as we just mentioned, you can label a parcel object, and in fact I can go to the properties and change what that label looks like. And I can also label the individual segments of a parcel. So by launching one of the labeling commands and just choosing the appropriate settings, I can very quickly add a bunch of labels to a parcel. And again, it's not labeling the full length of this line, it's just labeling from corner to corner, treating this parcel as one object. And the final thing we'll talk about is the fact that because parcels are a Civil 3D object, they show up in Prospector. So if I go over here to the Prospector tab, you'll find parcels listed under Sites. And as I mentioned a moment ago, parcels live inside of sites, so you'll have to expand the appropriate site to find your parcels. This particular drawing only has one site, so they're pretty easy to find. But you'll notice down beneath this site is the parcels node, and if I click on it, I can see all the individual parcels. I can also click an individual parcel and perhaps zoom to it or select it. And I can even make changes to individual parcels from Prospector. So we see the same kind of behavior with parcels that you maybe are familiar with alignments and surfaces and things like that. So there you have it. Now you have a bit of an understanding of parcel objects, which is going to come in very handy as you move through this course.